I was 10 years old when my grandmother moved in with us. It had been about 6 months since my grandfather passed away, and I guess she must have felt the emptiness of that big house all alone. Rooms echoing with nothing but memories and the occasional creak of old floorboards. My parents argued for a while over whether to invite her to live with us. My mom had her doubts. She worried about space, about routine, about everything. But in the end, they brought her in. I didn't protest, not even once. Grandma was loud, cheerful, and endlessly generous. She had a pocket full of boiled sweets at all times, and I was her favorite recipient. She'd sneak me one or two whenever she could, a little reward for being around. She also had a way of defending me when I got into trouble, always the first to speak up, always with that stubborn spark in her eye. But what I loved most were her stories. She had stories about her childhood, about growing up in a small coastal town during the war, about the summers she spent exploring beaches and cliffs while her family evacuated inland. She had funny stories, adventurous ones, sad ones, and the ones I loved the most, the scary ones. Grandma had a taste for the supernatural. She told me she dabbled in the occult as a teen, playing with Ouija boards, reading tarot cards, and trying to predict the future with friends. Most of her tales were harmless, and I'd laugh or forget them. But there were a few that stuck, the ones that left a chill in your chest long after she'd finished. And there was one story that I can still remember clearly, even now, one that stayed with me longer than anything else. The story of the shower and of Mr. Longfingers. It started one night when I asked her about baths. Grandma loved her baths. She would light candles, burn incense, and soak until the water went cold. Mom hated it, said she spent too long in the bathroom, wasted time, wasted hot water, but to Grandma, it was sacred. She said it was the only place she could relax, the only place she could truly be safe. You know, she said that night, sliding onto the edge of my bed, people like me, sensitive people, baths are necessary. Showers, too dangerous, too quick, too exposed. Her blue eyes locked on mine, and I knew it was time for a story. Why dangerous? I asked. She looked at me from the corner of her eye, pausing for just a moment as if weighing her words. Only dangerous if you close your eyes, she said softly. Longer than 10 seconds. I shivered. What do you mean? You know the game kids play in the playground, where someone closes their eyes and the others sneak up on them? I nodded slowly. That's what it's like in the shower. Eyes closed and you're blind to what's around you. That's when Mr. Longfingers comes. I felt a cold tickle run down my spine. Who's Mr. Longfingers? Her lips pressed together. She exhaled slowly, almost like she wished she hadn't said anything at all. Then she leaned closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. No one really knows. Some say he's drawn to the heat and the smell of the bath. Some say he slips into our world through the steam. The ones who see him, they never get to tell anyone. Why not? She tilted her head, staring at me. Because you wouldn't believe. And some things are better left unknown. I swallowed hard. What do I do? Follow the rules, and she said. 5 seconds is fine. 10 is just barely safe. Longer than that, you may feel him in the room. And if it goes past 15, you might hear him. Fingers tapping on the glass. Tapping, drumming. My stomach sank. What then? Then never open your eyes. That night, I barely slept. Every time I closed my eyes, I imagined a face pressed to my window, staring in. Shadows crawled across the room. And when I finally drifted off, the nightmares began. I dreamt of eyes floating in darkness, long, pale fingers stretching toward me, brushing my arms and legs. During the day, things didn't improve. The shower became a battlefield. I would step under the hot water, shampoo running down my face, and count the seconds obsessively. 5, 10. The itch of something watching would creep over me. I would slam my eyes open, peer through the foggy glass, and make sure nothing was there. It wasn't long before Mom noticed. She came in one night after I cried out in my sleep. I told her everything, about the story, about Mr. Longfingers. She was quiet at first, then furious. Not at me, at Grandma. Her voice carried through the wall as she whispered to Dad. She's telling him there's a monster in the shower. He's terrified. I can't believe this. I could hear Dad's muffled reply, but Mom's anger was unmistakable. The next night, Grandma visited my room again. She didn't tell a story. She just sat there staring at me. The moonlight highlighted every line on her face, every wrinkle, every shadow. You know I'd never let anything happen to you, right? She said softly. I nodded. I would never let harm come near you. The stories, they're meant to protect you, teach you, but maybe. She paused, looking down. Maybe I went too far this time. Her eyes softened slightly. Don't worry. If Mr. Longfingers ever comes for you, he'll have to face me first. I nodded. I was the one who found her. It must have been a week later. I woke from a bad dream to the sound of running water. At first, I thought it was my imagination. Then I heard it again. A steady rush of water from the bathroom. My heart hammered. I ran down the hall. The bathroom door was closed. I pounded on it, screaming her name. The door swung open under my hand. Steam poured out, burning my skin. I squinted, and there she was. Grandma was lying on the floor of the shower cubicle. Water cascaded over her. Her blue eyes were wide, unseeing. One hand was curled against her chest. The other trailed against the glass. Long finger marks marks traced patterns through the steam, still visible, still fresh. The paramedics said it was a heart attack, quick, painless. But even then, even at 10 years old, I knew better. I've never taken a shower in my life since that day. My family pretends it's because of trauma, because of seeing grandma die. But it's not that simple. It's because I checked those finger marks. After the paramedics left, after the bathroom had cooled, I pressed my own hands against the steam glass, and I knew. I knew Mr. Longfingers had been there.